Blessings. Welcome to the Law of One. All is part of our Creator. I am Robert, a humble messenger. It is my pleasure to share with you conscious channeling of LL research. Today's question to QO. As you know, in this third density, we tend to identify with things in our life, with our ego, such as jobs and hobbies and relationships, and we tend to wear them like costumes, which provide us with the appropriate catalyst for growth. If these are shed all at once, many of them, how do we know that we're not spiritually bypassing or avoiding catalysts versus creating space to grow spiritually? We are QO and are aware of your query, my sister. And it is a most important one at this time in your space-time illusion. For you may find, as within yourself, perhaps reflected in other entities upon the planet at this time who are experiencing what you have described very well. That change within self that is reflected in the change in what may be called the outer image of self, the part of self that interacts with the world through professions and activities, preferences of hobbies, foods to eat, all such things. What you are describing, my sister, is a process of evolution of the mind, body, spirit, in which the spirit, through its growth towards the higher density along the positive path of polarity towards light and love, more and more in your experience, may find that upon this evolutionary path, that these outer experiences that are seen and experienced in a objective way, in a material way in one's life, become less important when compared to the spiritual journey, which is more internal and more of a nature of the essence of the self. That essence of the self may still appreciate certain hobbies or activities, but not just for the sake of the activities. If we may make ourselves clear, what is most important to the entity who is growing upon the path of spiritual expansion and enlightenment is that it is the most important activity or profession or hobby that you could have. And as it grows in importance, it grows in its ability to bless, if you will, the self with joy, with love, with a greater faith that it is in the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing. That spiritual growth of letting the essence of self, the spiritual self, lead the way will put a person in contact with exactly where they need to be, with what they need to do to be doing at any given time. We suggest that the idea of letting go of any material attachment to or personal attachment to certain activities that had always been important before may not be something that is to be seen as catalyst or negative in any way. It rather may be understood as the change that is taking place as you rise on your evolutionary pathway, trusting that whatever needs to be retained for enjoyment or for experience will be retained, and it will have a new importance in one's life because it will be known as part of that expanded journey. Does this response to your query meet all of your needs for understanding at this time, my sister? Very much so, QO. Thank you.